This video will demonstrate how to add a switch statement. We will first cover the syntactic view and then the semantic view. The syntactic view, what you're looking at here, is from the standards grammar in Annex A. For example, a compound statement is a kind of statement. A compound statement has 0 or more statements. A statement has 0 or more labels. A case label is a kind of label. A default label is a kind of label. A case label has one expression. How do you put multiple cases on the same statement? A statement has multiple labels, each one of which could be a case with its own expression. Now, there are some advantages and disadvantages of this syntactic view. Let's look at some of the disadvantages. Number one, it's too easy to omit a break. For example, case 3 has no break. It falls through into case 4. Maybe that was your intent, maybe not, but there is no compiler warning or error to tell you that this is the case. 2, cases are not scopes. Notice that the variable y is defined in one case, but is used in a separate case. Maybe that was your intent, maybe it isn't. And this is a tedious way to construct a large switch statement. So you might think that these 3 reasons mean you should never use a syntactic view. That's not quite correct. There is at least one good reason to use a syntactic view. This is called Duff's device. It was invented many years ago. Here's a URL to go to read Tom Duff's original description of the code you're looking at. Here is a switch statement with 8 cases and no breaks. If you're very interested in this, you should go read the original URL. I'm not going to discuss it further here. So what could you and should you do if you wanted a switch with a bunch of cases, each of which has a bunch of expressions, and every switch case and switch default has a compound statement, so a variable defined in one case's compound wouldn't be visible or usable in another case's compound. I like to call this the well-formed switch statement. The Semels have the words semantic view in parentheses to remind you that this is not from the standard, it's merely the semantics of what you want. If you want a switch statement to have 0 or more cases and 0 or 1 default, either you have a default or you don't, each case has 0 or more case expressions. Actually, in practice, it would be 1 or more. Every switch case has one compound statement as the body of the switch case. So any variable defined in one would not be usable in another. At the end of a statement compound, the Semel Editor will give you a break statement, so you cannot fail to have a break statement. Similarly, a switch default has one compound statement, which is guaranteed by the Semel Editor to end with a break statement. So there are many advantages to this. It's less tedious. You cannot fail to have a break when you want one. Variables defined in one compound statement cannot be used in another. So if this is your goal, you might want to use these semantic view Semels rather than the syntactic view Semels. That concludes this video. Thanks for watching.